Welcome to Doing Different, Episode 9. This podcast is my personal project inspired by my experiences with Modern Prairie that has a social media app created for women over 50. This is an independent effort and not affiliated with or produced by Modern Prairie. My platform empowers women over 50 to age gracefully, find their voice, and follow their heart by embracing new ways of doing things. Here at Doing Different, you are seen, heard, and understood. You are not alone. You have a purpose, and your life is just beginning. Embrace the new you. Write a book, start a podcast, learn to paint, play an instrument, learn to quilt, or take a solo vacation. It's your time to shine. Whether you're an empty nester, caregiver, dealing with chronic pain or terminal illness, divorced, weary, suffering from mental illness, addiction, widowed, depressed, or anxious, this platform is here to help you. It's time to embrace the beauty of aging gracefully and redefine what it means to live with purpose and vibrancy after 50. This is the moment to discover your voice, to follow your heart, and to chart a path that is uniquely yours. Doing Different celebrates women who empower others, who inspire through their courage, creativity, and individuality. Whether you're exploring new passions, tackling challenges head on, or simply finding joy in the little things, this is your space. You matter, and this is your journey. And so, with all that said, now it's time for me to introduce my special guest, Alicia Taylor.
Hi, so good to.
So nice to have you here. Alicia and I met on the Modern Prairie app where we are learning to age gracefully together. And this app has been a blessing to so many people, including Alicia and myself. So, Alicia, let me ask you, how did you discover Modern Prairie?
By Facebook. I saw it advertised a couple of times, and I finally found out how you do it in the app and all that stuff.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, me too. I saw it. I believe I think that I saw Melissa on Facebook with the shop, with the dresses and everything. And I just thought, oh wow, that's Melissa Gilbert. That's interesting. I'm gonna go and check this out. And what a really awesome concept to create a community like this. It's awesome. And um what or who is your primary influence? Who was your primary influence that motivated you to join? Was it just because you saw it and you were, wanting to just check it out, or did somebody tell you to like, hey, you got to join us?
Well, I thought I would check it out because I saw our beloved Melissa Gilbert, and I grew up watching Little House on the Prairie, and I said, "Oh, I gotta join this."
Yeah. And I know that you mentioned that Modern Prairies helped you become a more compassionate and understanding woman than you were before. Can you give me a little example of how that looks right now in your life? Like, how has it helped you to change and to become more compassionate than you were?
Well, we don't discuss politics or religion. We have different beliefs, and that's made me more compassionate and understanding.
Yeah, that's what I like about it too, is, and there are sometimes people need to be reminded that, let's not talk about the politics because that brings division, and we're all about being kind. And also, to make sure that we're not just focused on one thing. We have to keep other people's feelings in check and make sure that we're not being offensive and everything. And that's what's so different about this app than any others. Like other apps, they don't really, give consideration to that. So, Let me ask you how you've grown being a part of the app and which circles and events have helped you in finding your voice and following your heart.
That would be the journaling
The,
circle.
the journaling.
Yes, it teaches you how to journal, and it can actually change your life if you do it consistently.
Right. And have you been doing that consistently with the journaling?
Yeah, I usually do it Monday through Friday, and I kind of give myself a break over the weekend and then start again.
Right. And that's helped you to uh be more organized with your thoughts, or has it helped you to find your voice, or what specifically is the journaling? I know a lot, I've heard a lot of people say that it's helped them to organize their focus in regards to and to look inside of themselves, because when you write it and you see it, then you can look at the big picture and say, oh, okay, that's where I needed more help, or that's where I need to grow. So what specifically has the journaling done for you?
It's good to write everything down on paper. You can see it, whereas it may come to your thought and then it's out. You got it on paper to refer back to.
Yeah. Yeah, I never was a journaler. Just here and there, like Carrie had said, just your regular journaling. What did you do today? What did you eat today? It was that kind of journaling. And then when I discovered her method of the way of the journaling, with the reading and the reflecting and the seeds and the weeds and the filling and the watering and the growing and the kindness and all that, I thought, wow, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. It's way too structured. And I just want to like pick up the journal and just write, this is what I did today. I planted some seeds in my garden, and I ate some eggs, just your regular journaling. With this concept, with this method, it's amazing as to how it helps you to focus and reflect on. I mean, you need to think. You need to,
You do.
put that time aside and to really think. And then you can go back and you can see how you grew just from the day before. And I love it. Unfortunately, my journal got rained on out on the deck. And I have a couple of pages that are okay, but the whole thing like just swelled up. And so I've got to get a better journal for that particular method.
And also,
Um,
um,
what's that?
and also, I like the pre-pages, which is a book club that we have. And I wasn't really a reader before, but now it's got me reading books and it's something I enjoy.
Same for me too. I wasn't much of a reader. I had a learning disability when I was growing up, and so
So do I.
and yeah, and you have a learning disability too.
Yeah, I have a learning disability and autism. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's some autism in our family as well. So, but all of these different circles and everything can help us through that. And with me, my learning disability, I don't know if it had anything to do with me being French, not knowing how to speak English until I was like around in second grade, being bullied, severely bullied in school because of being French. Um, and just the fact that my parents were not readers, and there were no books in our house. I mean, there was no books. And so I didn't have an interest. When you're raised in a family that, influences you and encourages you to read, I think that's phenomenal. But in my situation, it wasn't that way. So the book club on Modern Prairie is definitely a huge game changer for me. And but I have a very hard time keeping up. Do you find that you have a hard time keeping up with I think it's what, 30 days that they give you to read a book?
That, yes, I do have a hard time keeping up. I just mainly read what I can read, and if I don't finish it, then I continue reading it. And if it's a book that I'm not interested in, I'll read something else. And just because you're not interested in the book that they may be given, the next one you may like. This time I'm interested. Last time I wasn't so
Right.
interested. So you can pick and choose what you want to do.
How do you usually get your books? Do you order them from Amazon or the library? Are you on Lily.com, or how do you usually get them?
I get mine from thrift books.
Oh, okay. Is that online?
It's actually an app, and it's really good. You get them from half price.
Oh, really? And what's that called again?
Thrift books.
Thriftbooks.com. And you can get some books half price, but you have to download the app, right?
Right.
Okay, so that helps our listeners in the event that they are looking for a way to get some cheaper books. That's really good. Thank you for sharing that with us. Also, what are your primary goals like in your life right now for the first or for the next 1 to 3 years? What's your primary goals?
Well, is to be in a house instead of an apartment, to be in a house and painting, painting,
Well,
and
you need to come to my free painting class that I'm having.
when
I
I have
do it once a month. I'm doing a free painting class Wednesday at 6 o'clock, and it's free. And I paint with acrylics and canvas, but you can watercolor if you want to do it. I don't watercolor. Um, but yeah, Alicia, if you ever are interested in wanting to, do you currently paint or do you want to learn to paint?
No, I would love to learn. I know online I've seen joyful painting. It's paint by number.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
that's a good place. That's a good place to start. And with my classes, I take it, it's pretty basic. It's a basic technique. It's just if I want to compare it, it's sort of like Carrie's journaling. It's you paint your background and then you paint, your next layer and then your last layer over that. And it takes some time to dry. So sometimes, usually, I'll get people to paint their background, just paint the whole solid color on the back of their canvas before we start class. And then that way I can teach them how to make the bushes or the trees or the moon or whatever it is that we're painting for that month. So be thinking about if you want to join my free class. I'd love to have you. So,
okay. Thank you.
oh, you're welcome. So, what is your primary transformation that you would like our audience here at Doing Different to know about? And can you elaborate on it for us? What's your primary thing in your life that you want to transform about yourself?
To not have much anxiety. I suffer from mental illness, anxiety, depression, and all of that. I've got a new therapist, and she's really good, and she's also helping me in the autism department as well. So, kind of overcoming some of that, and also being a good painter, and um, maybe singing a little bit more at
Do you
church,
sing
and
anywhere? Oh, do you
that,
sing at church?
yeah, in our choir.
Oh, that's so nice. You must have a beautiful voice.
Yeah, I sing soprano.
Oh, that's so nice. Well, here at Doing Different, we talk about all kinds of things. And one of the subjects, like I mentioned at the very beginning of our intro, was mental illness and depression and anxiety, even OCD and PTSD and triggers and all of that. And you're my first guest that is helping me to speak about that because And it's really important that we have, somebody to be able to share with our audience, because there's so many out there with autism, so many out there with the depression. It's a real thing. And I know that you're helping others to relate. And so if I'm so glad that that's your goal, that you're going to be working on to work through that, and that you have a great therapist for that. That's a big, huge help.
It's hard if you do have autism. You're welcome. Everybody's welcome at Martin Prairie. We're there for each other. Um, I try to respond to each thing on my feed because we do have a little chat space where you can chat with one another. And if I don't understand what that person's saying or what, I just give hearts. It's something, you know.
Right,
So
right. And I
um,
have noticed that, and
it's a
you're really
good
good
thing.
about that too, because I'm like, oh, Alicia, she's gonna see what I'm posting, because you're always attentive and to not just my post, but a lot of other posts too. And as the community liaison, I see how active you are in it and how involved you are and how special that is, that you give everybody that heart or that like, because that means a lot. I remember when I first joined a year and a half ago, that the first like or the first heart that I got, I thought, oh my gosh, they see me, and they like what I posted, and it just makes you feel so special. So you're making a lot of people feel seen, and a lot of people feel special. And that's, like I said, that's my platform. I want to get people seen. I want to get them heard, help them not feel so alone. And is there any medication that you take that helps you with your mental illness situation? Are you on specific meds?
Yes, I take Loose and gabapentin and trazodone for nighttime sleep.
Okay, yes, I've been on gabapentin before, and I think that's uh, I think they gave that to my husband for shingles, because it
Okay.
helps with or was it, no, that's not what it was. It was something else. Gabapentin. I remember I
Well,
had taken it. And do you have it wasn't for the shingles, that's something else. But does the
okay.
gabapentin give you bad side effects? Because I know that years and years ago when I was on it, um I had some pretty bad side effects from it. Any Are you tolerating it okay?
Yes, I haven't had any side effects to it. It's
Wow,
been a
that's
good one for
amazing.
me.
So it's all working out for you with all three, right?
All three, right.
All three,
All
right.
three. No,
Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us today? Did you want to talk about your faith and your church and singing in the choir, and how that does that help you mentally as well and spiritually?
me tremendously. If I didn't have God in my life, I could do nothing, and I'd be feeling very empty and lost in a worse
Yeah.
shape than in. Yeah.
Yeah, and I share the same faith that you do, and you're right. Without Christ, I would be nothing. And you know, that's my life. He's my lifeline. And I know that he's your lifeline too. And it helps too to be involved in church, to get you out and not be stagnant sitting in the house doing nothing, because I know that isolation is really, really hard for those of us that suffer with some form of mental illness, whether it be depression or anxiety. And I was talking about this with my daughter uh, the other day, and because we both suffer from depression and anxiety. And funny thing is sometimes I suffer with social anxiety, yet I'm a social butterfly. So that's a really hard one to wrap my mind around. I guess it just happened, like we were talking about it the other day, and she was saying that Um, when a person is depressed and they suffer from the anxiety, if they can force themselves after much rest, of course, if they can at least make an attempt to get up, brush their teeth, wash their face, comb their hair, and go outside, whether it's for a walk or whether it's to go shopping or to go to church or but be around other people because the isolation is what is very detrimental to the psyche, to our minds. And once I once I've done that, once I do that, I feel so much better. My energy comes back. And then I get a little bit manic, but that's the problem is once I'm out and about and around people and whatever, like at Disney the other day, we went to Disney and I'm standing in line and I'm talking to this lady next to me. She's talking too. And um, my daughter says, why are you talking so much? And I'm like, well, I'm excited. I'm out of the house. I'm socializing. This is what I need. And socializing virtually is great. It's most of all my friends are from Modern Prairie and on Zoom, we do Zooms and my podcast and that. But when you get out and about and you're talking with other women and you're talking with other people, doesn't it just make you feel like energetic and it makes you feel alive and you're not as
It does,
depressed?
it does a world of good. Getting out in nature, or just taking a walk around the block, just going out to the mailbox. It does great. I
I
encourage it.
know that. Yeah, my mom, she she kind of stays inside. She's 94 and she doesn't, I don't even think she walks to her mailbox anymore. My sister will pick up her mail, but when she was doing that, it helped for her to get outside and get some sun because we all need some vitamin D, and that really helps us too. And but she's not doing that as much anymore. Do you do you have any animals? Do you have any dogs? Any therapy, emotional support dog? You do?
I have, I have a dog and a cat.
Okay. And what kind of dog do you have?
I have an American Cocker Spaniel. Her name
Oh,
is Lex.
really? Oh, that's cute. What boy or girl?
She's a girl.
What's her name?
Lexi.
Aw, and your cat, boy or girl?
It's a girl.
And
Her
what's
name
her
is
name?
her name is Cicely.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh,
Oh,
well,
it's
see, that helps too. I have an emotional support dog. My emotional support dog, Snowflake, died in 2022. She was 16. And I don't think I had ever grieved as much as I did for her. And I hate to say it, but I think I cried even more than I did for my dad. But we were expecting my dad to pass away and everything. And it's a different kind of connection when you have that support animal. And I mean, she was with us from 9 weeks old all the way to 16, and she's family. And it just devastated me. And I didn't know if I could get another, if I was going to be able to even get another dog. But I got a Doxy, half Dachshund and half Chihuahua, and at 9 weeks, and she was a rescue, 9 week old little tiny baby from, and so we rescued her. We drove like an hour and a half to get her, and I love her dearly. But each animal is unique, just like each person. But that is so important to have for your emotional support. So it looks like you're doing all the right things with your therapist, your medication, your
right.
support animals, you're getting outside, you're going singing, you're going to church, your faith. So you're plugged in to all of the support and not to mention the modern prairie circles.
Right. Mhm.
Are you doing any I know you're journaling and I know you're reading. Are you doing anything like any of the other classes like cooking or quilting or any of that?
No, I know for certain I can't do those things,
Okay.
but
Okay.
they are
Yeah,
good. I really love quilt.
what's that?
I
You're breaking up
recommend
a
them.
little bit. What's that?
I said if you love to cook or love to quilt and can do those things, I highly recommend them.
Yeah. Yeah, I've attempted quilting. I started last year, and then the back-to-back hurricanes hit down here in Florida. So that was a huge interruption, and I was so scared I was going to lose my quilt top that I had was almost, well, I was halfway done with it. And but God spared our home. Uh, we're 10 minutes from the beach, and everything was completely devastated. Completely looked like a bomb went off up and down the beaches. It was just, we never expected anything like that to happen. So, but I did join the quilting, with Tiffany, and that has helped me. It's very calming, just like my gardening. Do you garden? Do you grow any, do you have any plants at all?
Um, I don't at the moment, besides the seeds that you gave me, and I dearly appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I'm not I'm not planting those because I want to wait till we move and then plant them because I don't want to plant them here and then move. But
Right.
yes, that's something I'm wanting to get into is I went
Yeah,
out there
that
and weeded and I actually liked it. So I thought, well, okay, gardening might be my thing.
Yeah, and especially if it's not too hot. Right now, I walk out my door and it's 100 degrees, and with the humidity, it's like somebody just threw a wet blanket on me the minute I step out my door. And a funny story is, as much as I love to garden and everything, of course, it's good for my mind, and it's good for my skin and getting the vitamin D. But my body hurts, and so it's not too good for that, but I get past it, and it's a good feeling once I've planted something, I've sown something, and then to see it grow, it's just a really good feeling. And also, just a quick story because we got 10 minutes and then we have to say goodbye, and end the episode. But yesterday I was gardening, and I was picking some little baby suckers, is what they call them, on the tomato plant leaves. They're like tiny, tiny little, tiny microdots. And I was picking them off, and I came face to face with a grasshopper, and the
Oh,
grasshoppers down here in Florida look like soldiers. They have armor on, and they have these oval looking black eyes. And oh my gosh, I freaked out so bad. I started screaming and I almost fell back. And the neighbors were looking out their door. And I thought, how ridiculous for me to panic that. But anyway, I I squirted it with the hose. So I got it away from me in that way. And so, but anyway, so I'm glad that you're getting the help that you need. I'm glad that you're connected, and you're doing some good stuff for your mental health. And much continued prayers for you, Alicia, and let's keep each other in our prayers. And I'm so glad
yeah,
that you are my Prairian friend on Modern Prairie. You're such a blessing to see every day. I know you're going to be there in the morning. I know you're going to be there in between, and I know you're going to be there at night. So thank you so much for your support, and for being on the show today. And so this concludes episode 9 with Alicia, and I hope that her story has resonated with you. Thank you, Alicia, for joining us on Doing Different. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. And don't forget, everybody, to subscribe and like and share this podcast so we can get it out to you, to as many women as possible, so they don't feel so alone on their journey. You can follow me on my YouTube channel called Doing Different with Kimmy. and on Spotify at Heart Minded Pocket Heroes in my episodes called Doing Different. Also on Instagram at MP Prairie and Kimmy, MPPRAIRIAN Kimmy, and my website in all lowercase letters, doing-different.com. And if you have a story to share, passion to ignite, or wisdom to impart, I would love for you to join me on this journey of doing different. You can email me at btelskcmb@yahoo.com. And remember, keep doing different. Until next time, bye, Alicia. Thank you for being my guest. I've really enjoyed our conversation
Thanks for
today.